Settings and Control Panel.
Now we're going to talk about our settings application and control center. Settings is where we can control our Wi-Fi, our Bluetooth keyboard, and also control powerful functions that will help our battery life. If we want to find the settings application, it's the gray application that looks like a gear. Otherwise, we can search for it by pulling down from the middle of the screen. Once in the settings application, we have our tabs on the left-hand side and our options on the right. I'd like you to navigate now to the Wi-Fi tab. Our Wi-Fi tab is where we can choose our network. The network I'm on now is Highlander Staff. The network your iPad should be on is Highlander Student. Your iPads are set to auto-connect to that network. If we want to connect to another network, we select it under Choose a Network. If the network is password secured, there will be a little lock next to the name of the network. If we select the network with a lock on it, it will prompt us to put in the password. There's also unprotected networks like our Highlander Guest Network here at GL. For now, I would like you guys connected to Highlander Student, but when you're at home, you should connect to your Wi-Fi connection. I'm going to switch back to Highlander Staff for now. The next section that we're going to go to is Bluetooth. Bluetooth is how we control our wireless keyboard. We can toggle Bluetooth on when we want to connect. We go over the keyboard in one of our homework assignments. For now, I would like to turn Bluetooth off. Whenever you have Bluetooth off, it's best practice for saving the most battery life. The next tab we'll navigate to is the General tab. You'll find that now on your left-hand side. There's many options in the General tab. The first one I'm going to cover is our About tab. In here, we'll get the name of our device. We also have the capacity, the version of the software we're currently running, and our serial number. We went over our serial number before in the handout process. The next section we're going to navigate down to is our software update. Currently, all your iPads should be up to date running 7.0.3. As you see, it says your software is up to date. Now, in a case where it isn't, you can update your software at any time when connected to a wireless network and plugged into a wall. Now we're going to navigate back to our General page. How we navigate back is with the button in the top left. Now we're going to navigate to the section that says Use Side Switch To. Our side switch is the small button on the right-hand side of our device when it's in portrait mode. That button, when activated, shows a little orange dot, and when inactive, it's no dot. We have two options here, either to lock the rotation or to mute. When it's on mute, it will turn your volume on and off. Mine is currently set to mute, and you see there's a check mark next to that. If we switch to lock rotation, it will show a little lock when we switch it. That means our screen is now locked in portrait mode and cannot go to landscape mode if we turn our device. You may try that now. I'm going to switch it back for mute to now, but if you do want to mute your device when it's on lock rotation, you can still do that either through Control Center or by holding down on the rocker switch on the right-hand side of our device. Now we're going to talk about our lock and passcode. If everyone can navigate down to the auto lock section. In here we have a few options: 2 minutes, 5, 10, 15, and never. Auto lock is the equivalent to sleep on a computer. If you leave your device there without touching it, the screen will go black after 2, 5, 10, 15, or no minutes. Basically what that means is, if I'm using my device in class How long do you think you're going to go without touching it? I say to put it on at least 10 minutes, but I would not put it on never. Next section is passcode lock. I'll enter mine right now. In here, we can change our passcode that we set originally. Our passcode is to keep our device secure. If we wanted to change our passcode, we could do that now. Below there, it says require passcode. In our district, it's set to immediately. When you lock the device, it will ask you for that passcode. Simple passcode is if you want to just keep your passcode at 4 digits or use words in your passcode. The next section we'll navigate to is privacy. In this section, if everyone can select location services. Next to Bluetooth, location services is the second biggest battery drain on the iPad. What location services is apps that utilize your location, like the Maps app and camera. I wouldn't recommend turning location services completely off, but I would turn it off for certain applications. For now, I'll go turn it off for camera, but leave it on for our Maps application. The next section we're now going to navigate to is Control Center. I'm going to switch my device into landscape mode so we can get a little bit of a better idea. Now that we're in landscape mode, we activate Control Center by taking our index finger and dragging upward from the frame of the device. In Control Center, you have a few different options. On the bottom left, we can control our volume. On the top left, we control our play, skip, and rewind. To the right of that, there's 5 little circles. I'm going to go over these individually. The first circle controls airplane mode, turning off any cellular functions when you're on an airplane. The next one over is a quick turn off for our Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi utilizes a lot of battery life, so when we're not using it, we can toggle that off. When at school, you'll auto-connect to Highlander Student, and when at home, you'll connect to your own network. To the right of that, we have our Bluetooth option. This will help connecting our keyboard. We can toggle it on, and it will light up. But when we're done using our keyboard, we can toggle it off to save battery life. I do recommend turning it off when not using the keyboard. Now we have Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb stops any notifications from making a sound when it is activated. You can activate this at night so you're not disturbed by any sounds. You can still set VIP contacts that will get through when Do Not Disturb is on. And as I talked about before, we can also mute our device in Control Center. On the bottom right, we have our brightness controls. Our brightness controls the amount of saturation on our screen. The brighter the device is, the more battery life we will use. I recommend keeping your brightness somewhere in the middle. And above those, we have a quick shortcut to our clock app and camera. That's all for Control Center. We'll see you in the next mini lesson.
To watch this or any of the other videos again, or to make a help desk appointment, go to www.bhpsnj.org/iPadStudent.